Okay, part two. Sorry, y'all. So, person B, right? That was my last check. I had to pay rent, utilities, food, car, gas, transport, you name it, right? Name all the things. I told you I was detangling my hair. If you see this video before you see the other one, go back because I was detangling my hair. That's why, I don't care if you talk about me, but whatever. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. All these disclaimers for what? Listen. So that is what creates the crisis, right? Because it's happening so abrupt. Many of you know that I've been talking a lot about this Jenga tower, building this tower, right? The game of Jenga, you are building block by block strategically, putting all the pieces of this tower together, right? And holding it stable. The objective to see how high you can get, right? How tall you can build without it fall. Now, uh, as you're building, pieces are being pulled out. Okay? Pieces are being pulled out, right? And so you have to be very strategic before you just, right? But life doesn't allow us sometimes, single Black mothers, the opportunity to sit and think, first of all, strategize, and then position ourselves to pull that piece out or to even handle with the piece that pulled out. So whenever things happen, that thing gets wobbly, eventually it falls down. So this person is that person, right? Crisis. Now, what's been created is instability, or unsafety. You're not safe. You're not stable, or it's a crucial turning point. Now you have big decisions to make. You have decisions to make that go against everything that you planned for, everything that you spoke about, everything that you were headed towards. Now you got to make a turn. Folks are wondering, well, she said she was gonna. Well, I thought you said you. Well, weren't you supposed to? That's one thing I have learned is when you are in any situation, crisis or not, keep your mouth closed. Just hush. Because people always remember what you're supposed to be doing. But they ain't gonna worry about you shit. Anyway, so intense difficulty, right? That causes the thing to fall. That's one word, crisis. Okay? Christ. Like I said, we're not talking Jesus Christ as in religion, as in Christianity. That's not what this platform is aiming to do. Okay. Um, but Christ, the posture, the conscious, the state of Christness, right? Consciously speaking, right? And your ability to process information, communicate, deliver, and organize and everything that you do, your morality, your practices, your everything, your decision making is based on this conscious mind, right? So from crisis to Christ is getting into Christ, a spiritual state of higher awareness. And on this platinum on this platform, it's a higher awareness of who you are as a single Black mother. Okay? Because that matters. Trust me. Biologically, socially, mentally, emotionally, practically, spiritually, purposefully, in every lead, that's what matters. It matters that you're Black. It matters that you're a woman, that you're a mother, not just a woman, but a mother. And it matters that you are unmarried or unsupported. Because guess what? I know a lot of married mothers who are single in their motherhood. So you are also welcome here. We're not trying to divide marriages, break people up. I'm not trying to hear to be that girlfriend. Yes, girl, drop him. I don't do that. But the reality is a lot of y'all are doing this by yourself. You are welcome here. Okay. All right. So Christ being a spiritual state of higher awareness of who you are in all of this. I remember years ago, um, one of the churches that I was a part of a while back, one of the pastors used to say, there are three things that you need to be aware of: who you are, who God is to you, and who you are in this and how you understand this world, how it all fits in this world, right, that we live in. So I want to bring that over here, right? Who you are, who your higher consciousness, your higher governing body, governing idea, governing entity, deity, whatever. What does that look like for you, right? And how does all of that operate in this space? Because no matter what your religion or your faith is, you can aim and strive to have a higher Christ conscious, right? It is an elevated way of thinking and living that transcends beyond the fear of the materialistic world because it can get scary. And when we're talking materialistic world in this sense, I'm not talking about your clothes, your jewelry, your car. I'm talking about your car for mobility. I'm talking about your house for stability. I'm talking about your clothes for presentation, for showing up for yourself, showing up for your work, showing up for your children. I'm talking about that level of materialism for purpose, materials for purpose, right? Materials for living life and living life abundantly as a single Black mother, transitioning out of crisis to Christ is. Okay. That's what this is. So I want to be very clear so you know what this is and what it ain't. Now, I will go further a little bit, but I want to first say that why Black? I said it already, I think. Why single and why mother? Because each of these presents their own unique challenges in today's society. And what I thought was just a Western issue, and then experience a little bit of the East, East, Eastern issue, right? Spent some time in East Africa. And I realized, and just having friends all over the world and having students all over the world as your English tutor, because I'm that girl. Yeah, I'm that girl. Yeah. My students love me and I love them too. Y'all know I just be playing, right? When I do all that extra egotistical stuff, right? But anyway, as I engage with even my students in different countries, I interact with mothers, women who share the same sentiments, who share the same struggles, the same obstacles, and yet still we have solutions amongst us. So that's why, in this particular case, from my identity as a single Black mother is where I'm speaking from. Okay. Makes sense to me, right? And I feel it's important that you see what it is that you are in a lot of spaces. I think we're coming into that more and more. you know they call it cultural appropriation. So if you have a therapist, if you have a doctor, if you have a gynecologist, if you have anybody, we're in a time where Black people in our PTSD of a whole lot of things, it's important that we see ourselves. We have to see ourselves in the healing spaces that we're referring to and taking refuge in and confiding in and things like that. It is very important. I don't need to display all the statistics. They got get Google and chat and all of that. Y'all could take the time to do that. I don't even know how to edit a video that well. Tell you the truth. I told you I was detangling my hair, and here I am. Okay, so anyway, now from the societies, the cultures, the economies that we have to live, work, and raise our children in, we have unique stressors, unique trials, okay? Just because of our Blackness, our singleness, and our motherhoodness. Okay. So, like I said before, it can get a little scary, right? Um, but the idea here is I am also bringing my knowledge as a massage therapist, medical massage therapist. Yeah, currently working with PTSD, stress, and anxiety veterans. And I've been learning a lot from their intake. I've been learning a lot from their symptoms. I've been learning a lot from the things that they're experiencing. And I'm like, wait a minute, sound like a single Black boy. Like I hear you writing down the notes, right? So in massage therapy, we do what we call